welcome back to AWS On Air. I'm Jasmine Kyles. I am live backstage with Dr. Ruba Borno, VP of AWS Specialists and Partners, who just came from the keynote stage. Ruba, how's it going today?
Oh, it is such a relief to finally be done with the keynote, but so many weeks and months of work building off of the amazing momentum that we've had with our partners for the past 12 months. Super energized. I love the energy of all of our partners and customers that were on stage, so I feed off of that, but mostly relieved, Jasmine.
I'm so glad you're relieved. So in the keynote, we heard this theme of symphony. So tell us what that means when you see the symphony of AWS partners working to deliver with customers. What does that mean and how's your organization doing that?
Yeah, I love the analogy of symphony because when you hear these amazing masterpieces and the music, it really requires not only different instruments, which the analogy is different technologies and different services, but it requires individuals who are true experts at playing those instruments. And what we are seeing today is that our customers have complex needs, and it takes multiple experts, multiple partners to bring those together. Partners who have expertise in a specific area, in a specific industry vertical, in a specific technology, and by bringing it all together, they can solve the most complex challenges. And those are the symphonies that we are trying to orchestrate with the AWS Partner Network and using our tools, our programs, our services like the AWS Marketplace.
Yeah, and speaking of some of that, we're bringing it all together in this symphony. What were some of the exciting customer stories that we saw in delivering with partners?
Oh my goodness, I really hope everybody gets a chance to watch it if they didn't catch it live.
Yeah.
One of the amazing stories was with Bayer Crop Sciences, and they worked with Partner Slalom, and they're working on trying to eliminate hunger and using generative AI. So one of the statistics that we have seen, and frankly is surprising to us, Gartner found that only 21% of generative AI proof of concepts ever actually go into production. So that means 4 out of 5 are wasted, are not even worth doing. And what we wanted to feature with Slalom and with Bayer Crop Sciences is to show what's required to actually make them successful. Having a solid data foundation, making sure that you've actually got change management embedded into the process.
Right.
So one of the cool things that Amanda, who's the Bayer Crop Sciences CIO, said was that she actually embeds digital transformation talent across the business so that they're able to proactively spot those use cases to show. I'll give a couple more. One really cool example was actually a video that we ended the session with, and it was showing how a partner and a customer in Australia, so Dias Swoop and Arrow, a partner, and AeroSwoop was our customer, and they worked with doctors and patients in Malawi to use drones to deliver life-saving medication and flying those drones when it's out of line of sight. And they worked with AWS, they used our Internet of Things services, among many other services. And so you've got such a contrast there. You've got a large corporation like Bayer Crop Sciences, and then you've got doctors and patients in Malawi, and they all need partners, they all need cloud solutions in order to solve those complex business and human problems.
Yeah, and you really get to see the variety of partners and specialists and how we're solving across many different industries. But let's take it to the technology. It was no surprise that we heard about generative AI on stage.
Yes.
How are partners delivering with generative AI? What are some of the new services that we're seeing, and where are we seeing partners in that space?
So the amount of innovation that AWS has launched with generative AI in the past 12 months is astounding. I hope that many of our customers and partners have watched Matt's keynote, Peter's keynote, and Swami's keynote. We had launch after launch. The one that our customers are most excited about is Amazon Q Developer Transform. That is a service that we actually built with partners. We had several launch partners who weren't just launch partners. They actually helped design the service. Partners like Deloitte, like Accenture, like IBM. They all helped define what this service does. And here's what it does. It helps migrate faster. So think of .NET code. So customers who want to get off of Windows, they want to get off of Java and modernize. They want to modernize their mainframe systems or their VMware workloads. Why do they want to do that? Actually, they all want to modernize that because they have to have them modernized to be able to do generative AI applications on them. And so that's why now it's accelerating the need to modernize those legacy applications. And so our partners are really excited about Amazon Q Developer Transform because of the value it will deliver to them to be able to speed up customers' modernizations. And then one of the other things I wanted to call out is we made a big change to one of our programs, the Migration Acceleration Program, where we've eliminated caps. So we now have no cap on the amount of funding our partners can get when supporting customers on migrating, and that's because we want them to think bigger. We don't want them to just think about migrating one workload at a time or modernizing one application at a time. They've really got to look at it all up so that our customers aren't left behind.
Yeah, and I love that. We're looking at all of the ways that partners are transforming for customers. We have the services. We've had a lot of those on AWS OnAir this week, and so hopefully we can drop some of those links in the chat for you to get and learn more about Amazon Q Transform, as well as the other services and how you get in touch with AWS Partners. But Ruba, what is next? Where do you see the AWS Partner Network going in 2025?
Well, one thing that I'm really excited about, it's on the theme of getting more and more customers onto the cloud. We've had one particular customer segment, SMB. They're the majority of the employers in the world. And actually, the SMB market is growing significantly year over year. I think we're expecting it to reach $87 billion in the next few years. And that's a customer segment that has been hesitant to migrate to the cloud or just hasn't kept up. But they have a potential to transform industries. And so we launched at the beginning of this year an SMB partner competency. And what we found is the partners that had that competency grew 35 percentage points faster year over year than those that didn't. So that means if they were growing 20% before, they grew 55% year over year after the competency. And so we are extremely bullish about the impact that the cloud can have on our partners and our customers, because we think there is a lot of demand there. And then one of the examples that we were really excited to share, because I got to say Taylor Swift and Beyonce in my keynote. I challenge all of my other colleagues to insert Taylor Swift and Beyonce in their keynotes. But we had a customer, Laurel Canyon Live, which they're transforming the concert experience, bringing it to phones, bringing it to homes, and to movie theaters. And they worked on the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie experience and also the Beyonce Renaissance movie experience as well. And so they're just transforming this entire industry. I mean, think of how many fans want to go to concerts and can't. And so their technology, working with media and entertainment partner Metal Toad, is going to help change this industry. And they're a small, medium business. Yeah. So imagine what other industries can be transformed. And that's why we're excited about that competency and the future with the small, medium business segment.
Yeah. And then we're hearing a lot about AWS Marketplace. We love talking about AWS Marketplace on air. So what was the big news from AWS Marketplace?
We had a lot of news. And I'll start off by saying that we featured a partner and a customer, actually two partners and a customer who used AWS Marketplace in a differentiated way. So we had a customer called Turnitin. They are a global education integrity company, and they want to make sure that they're checking the integrity of education content. So that means checking for plagiarism and things like that. And they wanted a security vendor, and they also needed a consulting partner to support them with that. So they worked with a channel partner Ahead, who had a service tied to a security offer from Wiz, which is a security products company that uses the AWS Marketplace. So Turnitin went to the AWS Marketplace, found a service that Ahead had tied to our ISV Wiz, who had this amazing security product. Wiz is this decacorn cloud security company. And so all of them used the AWS Marketplace to grow their business or meet their business's needs. And so we're continuing to see how AWS Marketplace is not just for ISVs, it's also for channel partners. And some of the recent study that we launched a study with Forrester, and we found that channel partners had a 234% return on investment if they built an AWS Marketplace practice. Wow. And they closed deals 50 times faster, and they had 4 to 5x richer deal sizes. So huge opportunity, and that's why we're investing in AWS Marketplace. In the past 12 months, so since this time last year, we launched 45 significant features on AWS Marketplace and Partner Central. And one of the ones that I was really excited to launch today is Buy with AWS. Now, historically, all these amazing benefits I talked about, what Turnitin experienced, what Ahead experienced, what Wiz experienced, were only available if the customer came to AWS Marketplace. And with the Buy with AWS button, now customers and partner, we go where the customer is. So if the customer is at the partner's website, whether the partner is an ISV like Databricks, whether they are a reseller like Bytes, whether they are a distributor like Ingram Micro, we have over 50 partners that have already embedded Buy with AWS by launch in their websites. So going where the customers are to help our partners and our customers achieve those amazing results with AWS Marketplace. So that was extremely exciting for us. But again, it's only one of 45 features that we launched.
Wow, that is really incredible. We're seeing the impact of, the features, and we're calling out specific things. One of the things that we focused on this year has also been competencies. Tell us about the competencies and how we are working with those competency partners to deliver for customers.
So we have 119 partner specializations, and we've invested in these because we learned that 87% of customers actually look at partner competencies to determine which partner to work with, because the tech landscape is actually really complicated. They don't know who's an expert in what area, what industry, what products they want to work with. And so one of the areas that is so critical to AWS and to our customers is security. Always has been, always will. So we launched 4 new security specializations. The first one is a very obvious one given the times. It is the AI security category as part of the security competency. And that is for customers, for partners who have demonstrated an ability to secure AI applications and use cases, and they leverage AI for defense against cyber attacks. The next one is tied to the Amazon Security Lake service, which we launched in the past, but now we are showing the partners, whether it's an ISV or consulting partner, if they have products and services that work really well with Amazon Security Lake. Another one is tied to a region launch that we have, which is Sovereign Cloud, and that is the digital sovereignty practice. We know that the overwhelming majority of customers have to consider data sovereignty and data governance in their cloud solutions in the next few years. And so we had to invest in this competency to make sure customers knew who to go to. And then last but not least, this week, our services team launched the AWS Service Incident Response Service, and this came out of the global services team. And at the same time, we also launched the partner specialization tied to that service. We actually haven't done this before. We've launched them at the same time. And what's exciting about this is it's not just a competency. You can have the competency that shows that customers know who to work with, but they also have access to the same tools that the AWS service teams use, the same service tools, the same collaboration tools, the same incident response team. Why is that? It's truly about working together as one. And so I love how we are now embedding partners in everything that we do, including our service launches.
Yeah, this is really big for us. It's really big for the developers to go and take advantage of that. Most of the people who watch our show are developers, so they love to see how is it that I can go get my hands on the keyboard and get access to those AWS resources. Maybe I'm going to buy something in Marketplace and just get up and running. But, Ruba, congratulations on your keynote. We finally made it here to reInvent. Where would you like the audience to go to learn more about the partner network and the specialists here at AWS?
Well, I would love for all of our customers, if they are looking for a partner that they want to work with, there are 2 places for them to go. Obviously, AWS, look for our AWS Partner Network and search for partners who have certain specializations that meet your needs and the use cases that they excel at, but also AWS Marketplace. We are continuing to invest to make sure that the customer experience in AWS Marketplace is helping them find the right partner, the right solution for their particular problems.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ruba. This has been wonderful. We love hearing about the symphony and seeing it all together in all of the different pieces. Congratulations again, and continue orchestrating this wonderful journey that we're on here to deliver for our customers.
Thank you, Jasmine, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of reInvent.